Satnam. It's a beautifully dynamic time to be alive on planet Earth. That needs to be said because I think for a lot of us, myself included, sometimes we don't always feel that way. But we need to stop, and every day we need to say to ourselves, it is a beautifully dynamic time to be alive on planet Earth. I decided to make this video because I've really had a deep and profound experience of feeling that this week. And I think that so many of us for the last several years have just been sort of meandering through whatever this reality is. And wherever you're at in terms of your understanding and in terms of your seeing and experiencing the world, I think everybody would tell you that how they perceive reality, how they experience reality, how they experience living, being alive, has changed dramatically in the last 5-10 years, even in the last couple of years. And I want to say that that is by design. Many of you watching this already know about the Age of Aquarius, already know about the shift of the astrological ages, but I know a lot of you have probably never heard of this, or your reference to the Age of Aquarius is a song that came out in the 60s that was in a musical on Broadway. The reason things have been so interesting on planet Earth is because things have gotten very interesting in the sky above us. There's the saying, as above, so below. Well, we're experiencing changes below because changes above have happened. You see, for the last 2,000 or so years, we were in an age called the Age of Pisces. And then in about 2012, we shifted into this new age, the Age of Aquarius. And we're in this very interesting period now where one age has ended or is ending, a new age has begun or is beginning, and we have this shift that's happening. You see, Pisces was one mind frame. Pisces was about power over. Pisces was about institutions. Pisces was about the knowledge being outside of you and you having to go seek the knowledge from someone who would give it to you. Aquarius is about power within. It's about community. It's about coming together. It's about living from your heart. And it's ultimately about self-authority. And it's about the knowledge being all around us. Think about the world we live in now. You used to have to go to libraries. You used to have to go to great buildings where knowledge was kept. Now knowledge is available everywhere. You can literally learn about anything you want by going on your phone or on your laptop or on your iPad. That's Aquarius. In this new age, the age that we are now in, all of the knowledge is around us, and it's up to us to take the vast amount of information that it's available to us, the overload of information, and synthesize what out of that is going to serve our highest growth and what out of that we need to be focusing on to do our mission in this life. So that's a lot of new things. That's a lot of new energy. And guess what? When new things happen, it doesn't always feel good. When old things crumble, it doesn't feel good. Pisces was so much about institutions. It was about us having to build religion as an institution and experience what it was like to be ruled by institutionalized religion. Education as an institution. Government as a massive force, a massive institution. Hierarchies. Think of how businesses have been run. Think of literally any kind of structure. Those served us. Those got us to a certain point in our evolution and in our collective consciousness. And in and of themselves, none of those things were bad. But one does not have to be a believer in astrology or in anything esoteric to understand that on some level, all of those institutions are crumbling. And what's going to be built in their place? And why is this happening? Again, as above, so below. We've shifted into a new age. And in the Age of Aquarius, we're going to have more of an egalitarian society. We're not going to have a ruler-subject mentality. All of us are the rulers. All of us are the masters of our own universes. And so that's why we need to say to ourselves every morning when we wake up that it is a beautifully dynamic time to be alive on this planet. Because if we get ourselves into that trance, if we get ourselves into that state of mind that, hey, this is beautiful and this is exciting because there is new energy on the planet and we can take that energy and we can do something awesome with it, we're going to have a better experience. If you're alive on the planet right now, you chose to come here. You chose to be born. You chose to be born at this time. You chose to have this experience. This is the ultimate, most cosmic experience that you could have, to be born in one age and live through the transition into a new age. I'm recording this video in late August of 2023. Now, there's a lot of debate about when the Age of Aquarius began or will begin. I look at it as having begun in 2012, and I'll do another video later to talk about why. But it's 2023 now. This age began in 2012. So we're talking about not that long ago. So most people watching this video right now were born in a different age. And you have the awesome gift of being able to transition into a new age. I have received the download that, obviously we live many lifetimes. That's not the download that I received. I think that's commonly known. The download that I received, though, was that in living the many lifetimes that we live, we get one incarnation where when the ages shift, we get to have that experience. And we get to have the experience of living through the shift of one age through another. So for me, this is my incarnation, Jason Tega Kaldeep, my spiritual name, living the birth in Pisces and living through the transition into Aquarius. And for you watching this, you are having a parallel experience, and your reality is shaped by that experience. And the reason I'm filming this video, the reason I'm going to start posting more videos, the reason I'm going to start talking and teaching and writing after 10 years of not really doing a whole lot of anything public, is what we do right now in this shift period between when one age has begun and a new age, between when one age has ended and a new age begins, and we're ushering in the energy of that new age. What we do in that period is going to set the tone for the next 2,000 years for how this age unfolds. There's shadow sides to Aquarius. I told you about all the fun stuff, all the great stuff. It's, coming together and oneness and the power within and all of the things that song from the fifth dimension, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. It all sounded really good and fun. But every sign has a shadow, and Aquarius definitely has a shadow. The shadow side of Aquarius is elitism. The shadow side of Aquarius is a sort of one world order, a surveillance state. And I think the most dangerous shadow aspect of Aquarius that we're experiencing is, while Aquarius is very tied to technology, and that can be a good thing, the shadow side is that the technology starts to rule you, and you become a slave to the technology rather than you using the technology to your benefit / the collective's benefit. And I really feel like we're at a critical place where collectively we could start to be ruled by the technology, and we could start to lose our humanity. And so that's why I'm making this video. That's why I'm going to start talking more, because I have been very, very lucky and very, very fortunate to have been on a path for the last 10 years since I moved to Los Angeles. That path is the teachings of Kundalini Yoga and Meditation that were brought to the West by Yogi Bhajan. I've been so blessed to be in classes and study with teachers who really understand the heart and the truth behind these teachings. And these teachings were brought here by Yogi Bhajan, who came from India to the United States in 1969, specifically to prepare us for the Aquarian age, for what's happening right now, this shift. He started talking about this and teaching this to people in the late 60s, early 70s, and he kept doing it through his whole life. He died in 2004. And it's really only after his leaving the planet that these teachings have become more finite. I think that these teachings become more important every single day. I am able to film this video because I've been doing this practice for the last 10 years, because I can tell you, if I had not had this practice, I would not have made it through the last 10 years. And I want to start sharing these teachings, and I'm going to start sharing these teachings with all of you. And the one teaching that I'm going to give now, because I want this to be a rather short video, and I'll do other things later, is a very simple but very profound mantra. Wahe Guru. This was a mantra that Yogi Bhajan taught a lot about. If you know anything about Kundalini Yoga, you know that mantra is chanted all the time in classes. That mantra is Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru is the ecstasy. Wahe Guru is the ecstasy of being alive. Wahe Guru is the ecstasy of being alive right now. Wahe Guru is the ecstasy of being alive as we transition into the Age of Aquarius. And Wahe Guru is the sound current that is going to carry us into a positive vibration and into carrying us into having a positive experience in the Age of Aquarius. Wahe Guru is perhaps the most important sound that has been uttered on this planet in the last, maybe ever, but definitely in the last 5,000 years or so. And it's a sound that vibrates in my mind all day throughout the day. I used to have idle chatter in my mind that would say, I'm ugly, I'm fat, nobody likes me, I'm not good enough. We all have those idle chatters, don't we? They may not be those exact words, but all of us have those idle chatters that are just not at all helpful. But usually when our mind is dull, there's some version of that playing. I am so grateful that when I got into this practice, I was given mantras, and I was told by my teachers that rather than think those thoughts, just chant the mantra. So I don't walk around with the energy of feeling ugly and feeling not good enough and feeling a lot of the negative things that I used to feel, because I'm feeling Wahe Guru. I'm feeling the ecstasy in my life. And when I start to feel something different, I chant Wahe Guru. And when I'm feeling great, I chant Wahe Guru. And when I'm just kind of there, I chant Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. That is playing in my mind all the time. If you've ever been to my apartment, you know that that mantra plays in the background. I have two little rabbits that live with me, and their whole incarnation is like hearing Wahe Guru and other mantras playing in the background. It's an important sound current. So I said at the beginning that we should tell ourselves every day that this is a beautifully dynamic time to be alive. Let that be your mantra, but let Wahe Guru be the thing you say right afterwards, because those two things kind of mean the same thing. We're so blessed, we're so fortunate to be alive right now. So I want to leave you with that. Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. The ecstasy of being alive, the ecstasy of you being alive in your incarnation on this planet at this time, not an accident. Wahe Guru.